Hi, my name is Madeline Hinkle, and I'm a graduate student at NC State University and conduct research at the Friday Institute for Educational Innovation. This is our study on the relationship of gender, experiential, and psychological factors to achievement in computer science. So a little background on the variables included in this study. We chose to look at gender because computer science is lacking in gender diversity. And we also chose to look at the middle grades level, which is ages 11 through 13, because despite most of the current CS research regarding gender focusing on the undergraduate level, attitudinal orientation to CS likely starts earlier than that. So despite demonstrating similar cognitive abilities with test scores and grades, female students are consistently ranking themselves at lower self-efficacy and outcome expectancy in computer science than males. We also wanted to look at confidence using computers because it's positively associated with middle school students' computational thinking ability. The theoretical framework for this study was Kolb's experiential learning theory, and this theory is rooted in constructivism and places an emphasis on the importance of previous learning experiences, while Kolb's original theory focused solely on the impact of experiences on student cognition. Kolb in 2009 extended the theory by acknowledging other facets of learning, such as attitudes and motivation. So for this study, we used Kolb's experiential learning theory for the selection and interpretation of 4 different factors: prior experience in CS, CS attitudes, confidence using computers, and computer science achievement. We wanted to investigate the intercorrelation of these factors and describe their relationship using a structural equation model. Furthermore, we wanted to identify how the relationship between these factors differs for male and female students at the middle grades level. And then we wanted to explore potential implications of these findings for educators and researchers. There are 260 participants in the study drawn from 4 different middle schools in the southeast region of the United States. All of the students participated in a week-long computational modeling activity. The activities varied in topic, but were all developed based on the K-12 CS framework and Focal Knowledge, Skills, and Abilities, or FKSA, framework by Grover and Basu. The sample was ethnically and racially diverse. And you can also see the gender breakdown in the demographic tables below. For each of the factors examined in the study, we used a different instrument to measure them. For previous participation, students reported the extent of their previous programming experience on a five-point scale Likert type question. For confidence using a computer, we used a question adopted from Roman Gonzalez, which simply asked, how confident are you in your ability to use a computer? To measure CS attitudes, we used a self-reported questionnaire adopted from the STEM Engineering and Technology scale, consisting of 9 items regarding CS self-efficacy and outcome expectancy, which are based on expectancy value theory. And for CS conceptual understanding, we use the MGCSCI, which stands for Middle Grades Computer Science Concept Inventory, which is composed of 24 multiple choice questions, again based on Grover and Basu's FKSA framework, which encompasses 4 main concepts: variables, conditionals, loops, and algorithms. To analyze our data, we used pathway analysis through structural equation modeling, or SEM. We built a structural model for the 4 interrelated variables using pathway analysis, and then used SEM to fit the data to the hypothesized model. So after creating a general hypothetical model for the entire sample, we used multi-group analysis to determine if the model varied based on gender. We then checked for significant gender differences in each of the specific pathways using z-scores. So here is our final hypothetical model with standardized regression coefficients. The non-significant pathways have been removed based on SEM. So this model reveals that CS attitudes and confidence using computers directly impact conceptual understanding. You can also see here that previous participation is not a significant predictor on CS conceptual understanding, but even so, the impact of previous participation on CS conceptual understanding is indirect through CS attitudes and confidence using a computer. And this indirect effect was found to be significant. So then we used multi-group analysis to explore gender differences, and here you can see a comparison between the male and female path analysis models. The overall model was not different. However, there are significant differences for the specific pathways within the model. First, previous participation for female students has almost twice the impact on CS attitudes that it does for male students. Second, for males, the effect of confidence using a computer on CS attitudes is 7 times higher than the impact for females. This pathway between confidence using computers and CS attitudes is also not significant for females. Lastly, confidence using computers pre-activity has a stronger impact on confidence using computer post-activity for female students. Here is a table comparing the model path standardized beta values for both genders, in which you can see the 3 significantly different pathways. A z-score was calculated to compare each individual path for male and female students to determine if the pathways are significantly different. You can see here 3 of the pathways are denoted as significant based on their z-score. The pathway between CS attitude and previous participation, CS attitude and pre-activity competence using computers, as well as pre-activity competence using computers and post-activity competence using computers. Our results suggest that a core mechanism of middle grade students' CS learning may be through their CS attitudes. This in turn is influenced by the intensity of the previous participation in CS activities, suggesting a need to understand students' prior programming experiences. We also found that previous participation plays a more critical role in CS attitudinal orientation for female students, which is important to recognize since CS attitudes acts as a mediating variable between experience and cognitive performance. We also noted that for girls in this 11 to 13-year-old age range, having confidence using a computer does not necessarily predict positive CS attitudes. These findings have practical implications for both instructors and researchers. They suggest that providing CS experience before or during middle school could be extremely advantageous for girls, as it can improve their CS attitudes, which indirectly impacts their cognitive performance. It is also important to note that integrating technology into instruction may increase students' confidence using computers, but for female students, this confidence boost may not impact their attitudes towards CS as readily as it may for their male peers. Because of this, we should aim to immerse students in experiences that explicitly utilize computational thinking, computer science, or programming, rather than just general computer use, in an effort to positively impact female computer science attitudes. For future work in this area, we hope to continue to develop computer science curricula for middle school students that creates positive experiences for girls and hopes to better their attitudinal orientation within the field. We would also like to investigate the intercorrelation between similar factors explored in this study, such as gender, prior experience, and attitudes, for different age groups, such as undergraduate students. Thank you for listening.